I'm okay. Everything is fine. Yeah, we are
How you
live
doing?
now.
Perfect.
Hi,
Brilliant.
hi, Parker. Hi, Matt. How are you? How's going
Yeah,
on?
not too bad. Not too bad. Have you got the technical issues sorted now? You okay? Chill out.
Yeah,
Don't worry. Chill out.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. We on Facebook. We are live now. We are live, and we are
Hello,
on
everyone.
Facebook. Yeah, we are live, and we are on Facebook. Okay,
Wazim just needs a minute to. One second. I'm just getting feedback from Daniel before we go live because I just want to make sure that everything's okay because we've had a few
the
technical issues. So he said he can't
still,
see us live anywhere.
still we are on. Still on StreamYard. We are not on Facebook because I'm just going to click on view on Facebook. Once it's go to Facebook, then only you are able to hear the sound. Now you're on Facebook.
Good to go. We're good to go. You okay? Chill out. Don't
Yeah,
worry, chill out.
everything is great. So here we are live.
Okay, so how are you
Hey,
doing? You okay,
yeah,
Wazim? Have we
yeah,
got the
yeah.
technical issues sorted? Yeah.
Great, great. So
Just let me
today
check
our
with that.
guest is.
I'll just check with Daniel to make sure. We just had a few technical issues. Wazim's been trying to connect up with StreamYard. I think we just had a few problems with the connection. So I'll just give me a second, Wazim. I'll make sure.
Yeah.
Apologies, Wazim. One sec. I'll just give me a second, Wazim. I'll make sure. Yeah, we're okay. We're on. We're good to go, Wazim.
Okay then.
Yeah. Well.
So here we are live now. Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Finally.
Okay. Okay then.
Sorry about that, everybody. We're just having a lot of technical issues in 10 minutes, and I'll leave it up to you, Wazim.
So hi, Parker.
Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, not bad. How are you after that stressful 10 minutes?
I'm good. Today our guest is Mr. Matt Parker. So Matt is actually he is the founder of Informative Group.
How are you after that stressful 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm feeling well. Fine, great.
I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what I'd say is that, mate, just don't worry about it. I mean, these 10 minutes have been insane. I've never seen anything quite like that, to be quite honest. But it's fine. Don't worry. So yeah, I mean, thanks for inviting me on the channel. Anyway, I really appreciate it. And I personally reached out to Wazim first because he's a very humble guy and very knowledgeable, actually. And he came to me and asked me to be on the channel, which obviously I'm really happy about. Because he has got quite a lot of knowledge and he's obviously very interested in Pinterest. So I mean, I'll leave it to you, Wazim. You take over and hit me with the questions, really. Because he has got quite a lot of knowledge and he's obviously very interested in Pinterest. So I mean, I'll leave it to you, Wazim. You take over and hit me with the questions, really.
Thank you for coming, Matt. Thank you so much for coming today and joining us. And
No problem.
Matt today is here. Let me clear one thing. If you are hearing the voice is double, just bear with us. Do not worry about that. Just enjoy the game.
Dan is saying he's hearing the voice double.
It's no problem. No problem. Just focus on one voice. We are one. We are not clones.
I think they're having problems listening. What I would do, Wazim, I think what it is, we're having problems at the moment with for unknown reasons with StreamYard. What we'll do, I think, what the best thing to do is come offline. Yeah, we'll go back on in a second. Let's just get this sorted, and then sorry for everyone waiting out there. Just give us 2 minutes, and we'll come back. Okay? Restream. Is that okay with you, Wazim? Just get this sorted, and then I'm hearing myself as well, actually. Just give us 2 minutes, and we'll come back. Okay?
Yeah.
Restream. Is that okay with you, Wazim?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm hearing myself as well, actually.
Yeah.
2 minutes, guys.
Yeah, okay.
2 minutes, guys.
Yeah, okay.
2 minutes, guys. let me get some feedback on this. So I'm just getting feedback from Daniel Technical. I'm just going to say, can you hear me double at the moment, Dan?
No.
I'm just asking Dan. Sorry, was it? Won't be a sec. Are you hearing just one voice at the moment, Dan? Oh, good. We're all good. We're all good. Just 1 second, Wazim. Wazim, we're all good. It's fine.
It's fine. Problem. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Don't just hang fire 1 second. Again, sorry everybody. It seems like we're having a strange thing happening here, but I think we're all good. Daniel's just checking some technical stuff for me quickly, just to see who gets through. Wazim.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's all good. Just give me
sounds good.
Give me 2 seconds, and I'll just confirm. Just 1 sec. StreamYard. There we go. Okay, Wazim, we're okay.
Yeah.
Are you good to go?
Good to go.
Sorry, everybody. Apologies. Oh, my word. Well, that was stressful, wasn't it? Okay, I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to ask the questions, and we'll bang on with it. I just want to say thanks for bringing me in this group, and thanks for taking your time to have this chat with me today. So I really appreciate
you so much.
that. I know you're busy, so again, sorry everybody for the technical issues. I don't know what's been going on with that, but apparently I've been telling everyone all day that failure is experience. Well, there you go. This was a good experience. So anyway, I'll leave it up to you, Wazim. You crack on. Sorry.
First of all, thank you so much for joining this my channel.
Yeah, no problem.
And hello everyone. This is with us today, Mr. Matt Parker. He is the founder of Pinformative. Pinterest. Actually, he is doing more work on case studies related to Pinterest. How to drive traffic from Pinterest to your sites on Amazon, on eBay, or Etsy, or Shopify, or many more things is there. And you don't take him easily, because he is sitting in front of you. He's like, I know about him. Okay. So, Matt, what do you think? Do you think people will use Pinterest to drive traffic?
Well, we have done some deep studying on this, and I'd be surprised if they don't. I think the problem is at the moment there's a huge issue of miseducation and a lack of understanding of what this actually is. Because if you look at Pinterest, everyone has this association. They've been around since 2009, I believe, and it's only recently in the last sort of 2 to 3 years where they floated on the stock market seriously. That the shares have started going up, and also B, they've been taken seriously especially over the US. I mean, if you look at the team that we've got, we've done a lot of research into this. I wouldn't just, because I mean, obviously, as you know, I don't want to sound egotistical, but it's the truth. I've got 7-figure business. There's no way I would grab hold of that business and leave it, my bread and butter, to be able to do something like this in a case study. I mean, I spoke to Danny McMillan over at Seller Sessions, and I've seen what they do in these channels, and I was always thinking I'd jump onto the Amazon train of educating people, giving back, because I am honestly about giving back with the situation that I'm in. Because for the last 10 years, I'm humbled. I've got a great team. I've been in the e-commerce game for about 15 years. So I just thought, what can I give back to? Do you know what I mean? What can I give back to? Yeah. Now, with my background, with being multimedia programmer, multimedia designer, I've got an interest in Pinterest itself, because I think that the concept of Pinterest it's like a hybrid. It's got so many things going for it.
So many things, yeah.
And I think that's developing at such a pace now that I think when you say, do you think people use it to drive traffic? I do, but I think people need to lose the association with other marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay. I'm talking about, the bigger hitters, obviously Amazon, because everyone seems to have this idea of traffic coming from a search engine, but with this, it's different. There's an association with the image algorithm that's so advanced and so technical that, you know, it's a new thing, and I think new things people take time to adapt to. I think that maybe in the next 2 years we'll see a lot of people moving onto this. I firmly believe that, because I mean, you look at the stats. You look at, I mean, I think it was 2 years ago. You're looking at about 300 million people. Just in 2 years, it's 500 and something million now. And I've estimated with the stats that in the next 2 years, you could be hitting 1 billion on ratio, because year on year with Pinterest, there's a 37% adaptation of users. You know, that's massive. That's absolutely massive.
It's absolutely massive.
You know, and you know this. We had a discussion. Me and Wasim had a discussion. This is how we came on this chat. This is why I said, interview me, because Wasim's in a similar mindset as myself. And I know everyone's got the lanes, and I appreciate that. You know, I did niche down, and I know that you niche down because you get that streamline, and then you've got you've got your agencies that are heavily into DSP and PPC with Amazon. But the thing is with this, it's kind of like. Sorry, I'm diversing onto another question.
Yeah.
I know. I get so excited by it because for me personally, I have a passion for Pinterest. I think that it resonates well with me. Marie O'Shea, she has been shouting about it. That's how I noticed Marie in the last 12 months. I saw her shouting about it, and I know that people sometimes, when you're going to be a pioneer of something at the forefront, you've just got to not look over your shoulder. You just got to go forwards. So I grabbed hold of Marie and I said, "You're onto something. I think. Do you want to team up? Do you want to do something?" So then we decided to do a live case study on 200,000 SKUs and ASINs from the Amazon marketplace across eBay, WooCommerce, because we built a system where we can test that quite well, I believe, anyway. And we got the team behind it. So I just thought, what a perfect opportunity to grab hold of all of our products and all of our ASINs. You know, 2,800 products we've got with an average of 72,000 variations. It's a lot, you know. Some people don't even want to. I know years ago they didn't want to entertain that within the PPC industry in Amazon. They'd look at that and they'd feel sick. But obviously things have advanced, and like Danny said on his channel, things have advanced. I do like keeping in touch with all these different markets, but I think it will drive traffic, because some of the questions that are answered with this are. There's so many dynamics to it. It's unbelievable. For example, I'll drop something here that I've not mentioned in my group. My sister's got her own e-commerce business, and she started on TikTok. Now, everyone goes, "Oh, God," you know. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone goes, "Oh, God," you know, it's TikTok and it's a fad. It's a fad that just sponsored the European football tournament. That's an expensive fad. And I think all these things on the SM media, you know, on the social media platforms, they're all rising. But I don't think what I find interesting with Pinterest is it isn't just social media. For example, in America, sorry, if you want to butt in at any point, Wazzy, and you butt in,
Better, I want you to explain to people. Actually,
yeah,
most of the sellers, even there was a time I was not familiar with Pinterest. Then the time comes, I joined Pinterest, I learned Pinterest. But when I see you, I join you, and I request you to just introduce my people to learn to use the Pinterest actually. And I want you to explain in better and much better way so they can use it and they can get the benefits.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, no, I completely appreciate that, and I'm not here to make people do anything. You know, that's crazy. Yeah. I'm not here to preach. I don't want to preach. I have a very specific goal with this, and I do have the case studies. We get some interesting data back in regards 400% driven traffic, and I think that's amazing. It is, and that's organic. That is no PPC.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's no PPC. Mm-hmm. There are certain functions that we're throwing in there. There's certain attributes that we're throwing in. We try to test it with various pins. We try to do different things in regards to video algorithms, and you know, there are a few functions that we're throwing in there. But all in all, I think that that kind of increase when it's 0% on a market that offers, I think it's something like 0.001 bottom line of 0.001 bottom line cents for PPC comparative to something like Amazon, where you've got $18 a click.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying that you should take that away from Amazon, because you've got, but what I'm saying is with ROI, you could play with that. You could maybe drive the traffic, because bearing in mind, Amazon's obviously announced the 10% for Amazon affiliation, external traffic coming in from, you know, Amazon, not just Pinterest, but other things as well, obviously. Google Shop. Well, I think Google Shop, but I'm just focusing on Pinterest, if I'm being honest at the moment, because that's what my head's
because the Pinterest is the most powerful tool actually, as I told you, as we had before. The Pinterest is the most powerful tool. You have shared the
It is
stats,
because it's
amazing.
I agree. I mean, but what you've got to remember is that like when I started eBay, for example, I started eBay in 2005. I had 2 or 3 stores, you know, associated stores. And when we started the eBay, you know, you saw that rise. PayPal obviously were in conjunction with eBay. I think it was recently PayPal schismed fully, and then obviously eBay went through the payment system. But when you look at eBay, they rose, they were king, they fell. They've still got traffic, they've still got the market. It's still a pushable market. People have a misconception that Pinterest is just a platform for what? They don't even know, and that's the point.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? They just don't know what it is. What it's becoming. I mean, it started off initially as an actual marketplace. I don't think you know that, Wazim. Do you know that it started off as a marketplace? Because not many people do. But yeah, so you're nodding. Yeah, I mean,
there is so many people. Like for example, now we talked about the Amazon PPC. There is a one click $18. It depends, but the click are being day by day expensive, becoming expensive. Recently, I was just working on a case study. As it was on it is based on the Amazon US.
Yeah.
The click of that particular product is more than like 8, 9, just only for the, you can say, suggested bid or lower than suggested, where we have to play actually from where we have to get the traffic. We need a higher budget, a higher budget to launch these particular products.
So what you're trying to say is it's destroying it. Sorry. I was going to say it's destroying their ROI. I get that. And that's the point, you know. Why wouldn't you want something that's free that would drive traffic to a market? Well, you can still have the beauty of actually having the marketplace with that traffic being driven. And this is why I say it's a hybrid. So, and I've not covered these points because on the channel, on the group, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to educate people by doing videos and, you know, all this kind of stuff. But I'm learning, my team's learning, so it's a win-win. Potentially, we may do learning things in the future. We are working on that because a lot of people don't have a clue about this thing, and it's interesting. I mean, in America, I mean, it's a very female-driven market at the moment. It's a very lifestyle-driven market. But you can't, you know. But the thing is, on the Pinterest platform, sorry. But the thing is, if you're going to put a pin on, you know, and I'm going to go back to when I said that Pinterest used to be a marketplace. People were buying things and then they were pinning them. It wasn't even a thing. So it was like, for example, people would buy something in a shopping cart. Then, because they're in an interest they're already in, they were like, oh, I'll come back to it, I'll add to it. And then you had someone, for example, that was interested in, I don't know, trying to think of something. So skiing, for example, you know, sports, hobbies and sports. So they bought a mask for skiing. They've seen a service with the top 10 ski resorts in the world because you can advertise services. That's massive. You can advertise Amazon services on Pinterest for free.
No.
You know, it's mad. So all I'm trying to say is it's mind-blowing what you can do with this. As an agency in the future, you could offer packages that is creative, a creative package for an agency. Yes, there's testing involved. And to streamline that would be the most difficult. I understand that. But can you imagine if you create a package that was very difficult to streamline that worked? You've got that, you know, you basically, you've got a pin, for example, where somebody's got a service on there, so you can put an informative fact, AI, PDF, whatever you want, and it would say top 10 hair products this year. Then at the bottom, without breaking TOS, breaking the terms of service, you can actually put your products on a viral pin that's talking about your success as a hairdresser.
Your success, yeah.
So it's not just about, there's so many things that cross over, it's mind-boggling. All I'm trying to do is say, you know, you're asking me, will Pinterest drive traffic? Yeah, it will. It's not a competitor. It's your best friend. You know, that's what I'm trying to get across to people. I mean, we've got traffic. Traffic is king on Amazon. I get that totally. But if you're paying in excess for that traffic, there's going to get to a point where you get saturated. I believe personally, tell me I'm wrong, I think it's getting there. I think that when something like Pinterest comes along, not only can you push traffic, but you can actually buy as well. I mean, there's another thing that's up and coming. And in America, they've got it testing. And I don't know if you've heard of buyables. Have you heard of buyable pins?
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got your rich pins, which connect up, you know, to the metadata and to the descriptions, etc. But it's great.
You have posted a video also, but it's amazing. Guys, must watch it.
Yeah, oh, so you've seen the video, yeah. So I'm trying to educate people on what things are, because obviously we're at this very, very fresh stage of this investment into them as a company in the last 3 years. So what I find really interesting, though, is that a pin can go viral. Now that's like TikTok. I know I'm crossing over here because it's kind of like there's all these aspects going on that you can do and you can achieve results. So you've got TikTok. Now my sister, like I said, she runs an e-commerce business. She's currently got, I think, 150,000 followers. It's quite a lot, People out there yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that because I'm not. We have these arguments. She says TikTok's amazing. I've got an issue.
Sisters always have. Siblings always have arguments.
I mean, I've got a problem. I've got one problem with TikTok. I know it's a big deal, but you've got one viewpoint. So you're always going to have one. Everyone's going to be paying a fortune eventually for influencing on one viewpoint, because it's only this. You've got one advert at a time.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty. If you think about this logically, you get a TikTok post, it can go viral. Okay, that's fine. You get a Pinterest post, that can go viral, but you can do that unlimited amount of times with the right mix and dash of PPC. Suddenly, you could have 5 products on viral repinning, and you've got 5 top 10 hits at the top through viral advertising with no PPC. So there's so many techniques involved with this that we're trial and testing over on the Pinformative group, that it's kind of very difficult. That's why I want to do 4 or 5 months of this, because I want to find the core. I will throw this out there just as well, I can't say too much, but all I'd say is I'm going to be going to America in 2 months to meet some engineers. That's all I can say.
It will be great.
Well, I want to get to the nitty gritty. I mean, me personally, my background, like I said, is programming, but I'm also creative, and that's why I feel like the algorithm of the image mixed with the algorithm of the search engine is a very powerful tool together, but also it can create problems for people who are on Amazon, etc., to understand it. I'm telling people to get hold of Amazon, throw it in the bin when you come to the Pinterest algorithm, because there's so many different dynamics to it. But then again, that it creates a freer market. I mean, you can push traffic to your e-commerce, WooCommerce, Shopify, Magento, eBay, Etsy. Obviously the big one, Amazon,
and a huge number.
Well, yeah. Well, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's definitely ridiculous. And when you look at the stats, I mean, this growth is insane. It's insane. I mean, we use PPC company in London. We've got a few people, associates, that we do a lot of things with Amazon and eBay. But for me, there's no way I'd take time out from everything else if I didn't think this was a viable thing that's happening. And I think that in the next 2 years, if you think at the moment, I think it's just over 500 million from the stats that we got back when we've put them through. When we've gone through the data, you're looking at 1 billion adaptation of users by the end of 2022. That's not going to be certain, but that's half of Facebook on the Pinterest platform, and that's only going to grow. Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
No, carry on. I said, yeah, that's only going to grow.
I mean, if you want to throw any stats in here, if you want to throw anything in, Wasim, it's fine.
Okay, what do you think? Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think after this whole explanation, and you are moving to the United States also to meet some engineers? That would be great. If there will be some more implementations, there will be some more techniques, and you're also working on case studies. What do you think? The people, the sellers, they will use this Pinterest. What do you think? Like, for the time being, they are only focused on Amazon PPC.
Yeah, because it's like saying to a footballer, you're going to play, in US, American football, go and play baseball. It's only, but the thing is, though, if you're able to do both and you've got that skill set, suddenly you've got 2 markets that you're hitting. And it's a similar sort of thing. You just need to find them people to be able to do that. So obviously, I'm only trying to throw this out. I'm trying to throw this out there from what's going through my head right now. And this is all just raw. It's coming from what I'm thinking. So you imagine you find the two key players for your baseball and your American football. Suddenly you're hitting 2 markets, but you can actually imagine if them two had the same skill sets and you could cross them over and hit each other. That's kind of what's happening. This isn't a competition of one against the other. Like, you've got eBay and Amazon. It's the same platform in a way. Obviously, with eBay, it's more of a time-based algorithm. It always has been. It was an auction site, so it's based on 30-day repetition. I remember when eBay, didn't have any 30-day buy it now options. It was all based on auction, and that's why you get that 30-day hit and it goes up the search engine, etc. And I think that they've never really changed that functionality of that baseline of the algorithm on eBay. But in all, there's still two platforms, eBay and Amazon, where you buy a product, you scale, you put money on the algorithm, you put money on PPC, and there are so many similarities, but Pinterest offers something different. So not only can you buy on Pinterest, but you can push traffic to other markets. I mean, it's almost like they decided, oh, well, okay, TOS, terms of service, who cares about that? As long as these guys are happy and it's a very clean market, they've gone for sustainability, trust. And what I like about it, I mean, me personally, I know people who've done black hat. I mean, I could do black hat, but what's the point? I mean, at the end of the day, you're only going to get suspended. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't do it, each to their own. That's fine. Me personally, I think you can scale with clean tricks, white tricks, I call them. You can scale with all these things. It's not a problem. But with Pinterest, I think it entices. I mean, I know about the ethos at the top. I've done my research on that because I like to understand from the top what's coming down. What I mean by that is, if you've got a team up there that are ethically minded, exceptional at what they do, skill set wise, and these guys are. I mean, I've done my legwork. Some of these guys at the top of Pinterest, you're mixing in algorithms with images with search engines. You're not talking small things here. You're talking really big, especially with things like Pinterest Lens. Have you heard of Pinterest Lens, Wazim? Oh, sorry, I think he's cut off there. He's still there, Wazim? I think we've lost him. It's not the first time tonight. Sorry about this, guys. Just see if we can get him back. Okay, he's told me to keep going. I think we've lost him there for a second, but I think he's gone to sleep. I've just got a message from Daniel. It looks like you're asleep, Wazim. Oh, brilliant. Anyway, what was I saying? So obviously I'll fly this solo. So with the Pinterest algorithm, it's just giving. I think from an agency point of view and from a creative point of view, it's just refreshing to see that you're not being sort of guided in this one channel. You're not being guided to come up with your own products and ideas. And I know that there's other masterminds out there that I've spoken to in the Amazon space, and they can't believe it when I said, you could put your service on Pinterest as a pin, leave it there because it's got immortality. It's literally got Pinterest there actually is a link that I've put on our Pinformative group, and it's the longest lifespan of a pin. Longest lifespan of a post on any marketplace is Pinterest. You can leave it there forever, and the beauty of it is it doesn't just stay there. There is the opportunity. Say, for example, you've got something that isn't trending, and it comes in that you get fidget spinners. They come in, and that's trending. There's still the opportunity for that pin to scale and go viral. That's the key. Viral.
Go on.
If it goes viral, like. This is what I'm trying to say. You don't have these options on Amazon and eBay. You don't have these options. And I'm trying to tell people that this is massive. This is crazy because you've got so many factors involved that you could hit things. For example, you've got your influencers, okay? They're the guys who are pushing TikTok. They're the guys who are pushing, Snapchat. They come into this. They've got a market. You've got your people from Amazon and eBay. They're selling on the direct marketplace. This is a direct market as well, while being viral. So what I'm trying to say is the options there as a package, you can amalgamate all these things together. Etsy, for example, as well, they have quite strong links actually with Pinterest. I mean, when you sign up to the Business Hub on Pinterest, you have the option of bringing in, claiming your Etsy store. I've gone into this in a few of the other videos that I've done on the channel. But when you claim your Etsy store, your YouTube, and also put your meta tag data into your WooCommerce or Shopify, these things carry real trust and weight with the Pinterest algorithm. So suddenly you can get 30% boost by having your own business. So if you're starting off and you're a one-man band and you've got 3 pins and they go viral, you've got the option of boosting that by 20% by claiming a website, building a business. And I think it's great for small to medium SMEs, that can scale quickly. And it gives, the big guys might not like it, but you've got to look at this. And I spoke to Maria O'Shea about this.
Yeah.
You've got, like in the UK, you've got notonthehighstreet.com, you've got all these companies that are jumping on this now. It's the people who are stuck in the lanes that are looking at it. And I understand when you're focused, you're in one lane, you're going for it. And I totally get that. But if you just turn your head to the side slightly and look what's over there, it's Pinterest, you know, you'll see suddenly that in the next 2 years, you've got 1 billion people there. And bearing in mind, a lot of them are female. I've done a few posts on this as well. A lot of them are the female market. Now, they're the buyers in lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're the buyers. I
don't care if you come, if we come to the females, the probability is high in the Pinterest.
Is that what you found when you've been doing your marketing?
Yeah.
It's and you've got in America, you've got between 20 and 40-year-olds on the Pinterest platform. I'll get these stats right. If I get these wrong, this is rough, but 20 to 40-year-old women on the Pinterest platform account for 80% of the users. 80%. And I think there's 300 million users. And the other thing is that I think it's a combined wage of around about $100,000 on the Pinterest platform. Now, you ask yourself why. Why have they got this much money in Pinterest? Yeah. They've got this much money because the kind of clientele that you're going for are organized. They pin things. They pin the boards. Different mentality. So you've got a market there that's actually got quite a high revenue, and also, you know, you're talking middle class upwards. That sounds awful, but it's true. You know, it's true. I'm not saying this, you know, to diss anybody. I'm just giving facts out because these are the facts. And also you're gonna get clients that have longevity because it is long tail. It does take a while. People are putting on our group, you know, I put, for example, I can't remember what it was, they put like, oh, you know, I've been pinning 40 pins, 25 to 20 pins a day. And I've been doing it for a month and I've not got anything back. It can take, I mean, we know this because we've been dealing with that. Some of our team have got 5 years experience and they've been giving me feedback. And I've not got that experience, but I've got experience with program. I can see, you know, behind the scenes what's happening with the scalability, with the meta tags and how it's been referenced. And they've said, you know, that the scenes, basically the scene it scale not very quick, but then suddenly what you want to see is a long tail graph. It's you can actually hit it. Again, sorry, I'm going back to my group, but if you look on some of the data that we've put on there, within 3 days, I hit nearly 900 views within, I think it was a morning. Doesn't sound like a lot, but, you know, conversion rate, if you get about 40 people going through from that, suddenly you sold 10 products. That's in 3 days. But the problem is the algorithm doesn't really go for that. It goes for longevity. So if you want to basically scale, you've just got to stick at it for a few months. And I know that is not appealing for some people, but if you crack a method or you crack a way of doing it, suddenly you just open up a whole new market to your agency. You know, I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah. And also, again, I would say it is better costly than Amazon. You can drive traffic from Pinterest to Amazon, eBay, it's a Shopify, WooCommerce, or your own website or wherever you want.
Yeah.
And the lower cost.
But can you imagine in eBay and Amazon if you put a URL in there, you break the term, you break TOS within seconds. It's like with this you can do anything. You can do anything, and you could say that's a minefield, but actually it's not, because before you get to actually pinning, you got to consider that there's a lot of steps involved with Pinterest in order to. Yeah, there is a lot of steps involved, but that's good because they're trying to endorse a market of clean clients and clients that want to spend money, you know, and that's why I know that Walmart are looking at it over in America. I think they've gone on there now, and there's some big companies over in America that are jumping on this because why the hell wouldn't you? I mean, it's zero PPC, zero cost, evergreen traffic, as Marie O'Shea's been quoting, and you know, I heard her. It's insane. You can just, you know, and it's great for the people who are starting off. I mean, if you're going to test, somebody said, well, why would I pin, like, you know, some people in the group, and they've got a very valuable question, because I like being tested with these questions. Why would you put a zillion pins on and waste my time when I can guarantee I can get that revenue from Amazon? Okay, then, but do you realize you can get double the money if you just got somebody pinning that? Okay, you've got to invest in that time within that, whether it's internal staff, VA, whatever. But if you think about that, okay, you invest that money, then you leave it there, and then it starts scaling slowly. Why wouldn't you want that on? Just leave it, unless it's a product that you're possibly going to change. I get that, but you can change them. you can change them, and you can actually scale that changeability with rich pins, because rich pins connect to your store, and there's the option of, through Google Feeds, updating those things, and they will autonomously update on the Pinterest algorithm on the platform. So you can change your store, and it will change Pinterest for you for free. It's like,
we don't need to spend money. We don't need to spend on PPC. Actually,
exactly.
Now, actually, our mentality and most of the sellers, their mind is actually stuck on Amazon PPC.
It is.
Amazon PPC, which is more costly.
Well, it is more costly, and I understand that. I mean, obviously, if you're going to hit something within a really high, especially within brand analytics, you're going to hit one of the top 10, keywords, then you're going to spend money. Obviously, that's the way it is across the world. But when you look at this, I mean, you just, all I'm saying to people is that it's worth a shot, because if you don't have a shot at this, by the time it's scaled, you could have been there when it booms. This is why I'm trying to say to the team, when you're a pioneer and you're doing something, there's nobody in front of you. You just got to go for it. I'm not saying this is going to work out with the case study, if I'm just going to get these stats up from our group, if you just give me a second, I'll throw some stats out. Sorry about this. I just want to get some stats up quickly and just share this with people, just so they get a clearer understanding of what's happening within our study.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so within a 14-day period, we had one of our 2 brands that we put live, and within that period, we've hit about 3,000K worth of impressions. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's free impressions. And we've done it in a way because we've not gone for anything in regards to the brand register, because you can go through like brand registry on Amazon. There is a process association with that, but we've not gone through signing up, because I want to clear, I've actually said on this post, I want a clear indication of getting true results for everybody across the board, not just somebody who can whack PPC on. I want to see how this goes first before we start trying more techniques. Take it slow and steady. If you look at these stats, so we had 3,000 impressions with 127% increase on the previous 7 days, which is a huge increase. And then engagements, we had a 92% increase at 30 engagements. Now, you've got to remember with engagements, some people in the group are posting these things, that it takes time for engagements. If it's not happening in the engagements, it could be the product's wrong or the actual pin itself, and that's a different thing altogether. I just want to go through the key stats. So the total audience that's reached is 130% increase within 14 days, and the engaged audience is 100% increase. You're talking above the board on a mean average of 100% increase within 7 days on the last 7 days. Now, if you go off that on scale with data, and you can, and this is the truth, if you go off that, within 10 weeks, you could end up with 30,000 views every day. Which is 2 hours.
It must need some time. It's not a one-day game. Almost like 3 to 5, almost minimum 3 months is must required.
Exactly. Okay. So, like I say, I'm not here to shout out, and I appreciate you asking me to come on the channel. I just want to give some honest feedback with our case study, and we are pinning approximately 40 pins every day. That includes video pins, something I've not gone into on the group yet. I don't really want to get into that yet, because that's a quite complex thing. In the last month or so, they released that you could have 20 pins daily with videos to scale. And there's a lot of different things involved. But from a creative side, I would say if you're going to engage in this, you need to be prepared for the creative side. You need to be prepared for the creative side, because if you're not, I'm not talking lifestyle photography here. I'm not going to go into detail with that.
Their first question was, when you speak about this, lifestyle photographs. No, there is something different.
It's something different. Oh, and you can look at the videos that I've posted on the group about that, and more coming. I'm going to be releasing one hopefully this week in regards to the image algorithm and how it can, boost your traffic, etc. But Yeah, I think there's a misunderstanding of Pinterest at the moment, but that's usual. When you get something new and fresh that's come out, people don't jump on it. They don't understand it, and that's quite common. But I'm just trying to say to people, in the next 2 years, I'm hoping with this case study, in the next few months, we can prove that there's something there that's coming, and hopefully scale on that, basically.
So there's more case studies are coming. The results will show up. You will show the results. And the most of the people right now, and they are still messaging me on the WhatsApp. There's one more common question actually. They are asking actually how the Pinterest will change the whole e-commerce world. Again, actually, I got the 5 messages at the same time. How this is actually.
How will Pinterest change the e-commerce world? It's already started. I mean, you're talking 500 million people. How has it not started? It's already changing the world. I mean, come on. I mean, 500 million people is not just 10 million people, It's not a great amount when you look at the other markets, but, when you look at the actual influence that's happening on there and the think of people that are jumping on it, I mean, there really is a big opportunity that's happening. I'm trying to think about how it would change the world. I mean, the e-commerce world. One thing that it will change is the understanding of how you can cross over from a service to a product on a platform, because that's one thing that, obviously, again, I'll go back to TikTok, you can do shout outs as influence, but this is kind of like got the attributes of a market in that you can have, up to say 60 pins on your board, which is almost like saying you've got your marketplace imagery there, all your different products. But at the same time, though, you don't have to. I'm trying to explain this correctly. So it's going to change. It's going to change everything, because not only have you got that attribute, but you've got everything else that comes with the social media platform. And going back to when I said that it used to be a marketplace when it initially started, and how pinning was born, it was basically that they used to save it in the cart. But you've got to remember, when you save things in your cart, usually it's in your interest, hence Pinterest. So you've already got an idea of what these people are going to buy. That's massive. That's almost like having a bow. That's massive, because you've got a bow and arrow and you're homing in directly on it. And that's why at the moment, in some categories, some interests in America at the moment that apply PPC on a viable pin, 1 in 2 are buying on that pin. 1 in 2. That's 50% of people are buying on that pin.
Yeah.
So you've got that conversion rate is insane. I don't know what you think. I think it is. I'd be happy with 5%.
Here in the Pinterest, actually, you will play there. Here you will control the Pinterest, the trafficking, everything. And there Amazon will control. There you will control on.
Well, Sunday. Yeah. That's another thing. I mean, that's another thing. I know that there's been talk about 3PL over at Amazon, and obviously they're trying to debrand things and trying to get into this whole alternative market with this and Google Shop and Shopify. And I appreciate that. But, with Pinterest, you've got something different, because the stock isn't actually on the platform. So it's kind of like you've got a platform to sell on, a marketplace that's driven, but yet there's no control over your stock. You can direct that wherever you want. And that's why it's quite appealing at the moment for the WooCommerce and Shopify to have a store there, because you can actually, with a rich pin, connect your stock externally. And if you shadowed, they call it shadowed, which means that like you're in the sim bin. It's almost like suspension on Amazon and eBay. If you're shadowed, you don't get your stock stuck in the distribution centers for 90 days or whatever. You don't get those issues happening. It's the channel's shut down, but you could already have the generated income and traffic on the Google platform, because Google works really well. This is what we're testing as well. Google feeds work really well with Pinterest. So all this is doing is endorsing the idea of more of a free market. Do you know what I mean? You can still use Amazon. You can still use Amazon, but that'll actually just drive traffic. But you can actually, it's amazing. I'm quite happy that Amazon are doing this, because they understand really that there's got to be association. That's why they're doing all the 3PL work, I think, personally. And it makes sense, because they're worried. And I'd be worried. I'd be thinking, something's coming along. And that's why I think when you said, how is it going to change the world with e-commerce? It's already happening, in my view. Already happening. But by the time it's happened, that's when people go, oh my God, what's this? That's the key.
Here is one more question. The guy will take his question actually. How Pinterest will direct affect our Etsy shop? I think he's asking maybe that how Pinterest, how we can get benefits from the Pinterest for Etsy shop, our Etsy
Okay,
shop.
so
This question.
okay, that's a really good question. That's a brilliant question actually, and I'll tell you why. Because our predominant business is actually personalization. We are on the Amazon marketplace. We deliver Prime next day with personalization, which is a nightmare. I'm not going to lie. Logistically, it's a bit of a nightmare with a 5-tier process. Etsy obviously is your homemade. I mean, I think it's more of a homemade niche product, but that's the key. You see, Pinterest is perfect for niche products. It's perfect. So I just got somebody pin through a message then. Pinterest is perfect for niche products, but Pinterest has at the top with the team at the top, the developers, they have very strong links and association within the business hub with Etsy. Because if you think about it, Pinterest is, for me personally, Pinterest is a perfect place for Etsy. You know,
definitely.
It's, I mean, it's going to change in the future. You've not got your office products. You've not got anything in ungated, and you don't got anything that's is restricted at the moment. You've maybe got your products within kitchenware, but it is mostly lifestyle products. Not much office furniture. I've seen somebody saying I've not got any hits. It'll take time with that because you've got women buyers, you've got a female market, so you've got to consider that when you're selling with color schemes, with all this kind of stuff. But with Etsy, what Etsy will do, if you sign up to the Business Hub and you claim your Etsy store with a viable link, that Pinterest algorithm goes, thank you very much. That's great. This guy's on Etsy. They have strong association with Etsy as a company, so it'll lift you up on their SEO system and put you up there by. I think the average is between 10 and 15% with that when you claim an Etsy store with Pinterest. I could be wrong with that. This is why I want to get more information on that. But we're not pushing Etsy. We're pushing all the other markets at the moment. We've got the Amazon store, eBay, but sorry.
Here I would say one thing. Actually, I would say one thing. Here, what is actually our mentality and our mindset? For example, we are on one platform, so our mind we have to drive the traffic only on one platform. For example, we are working on Amazon. For example, our mentality, our mindset is to just only bring the traffic from Amazon from PPC to our product or something, to our store or something like that. But we never think globally. Just like you said.
Yeah.
We need to think globally, bring the traffic, and throw it eBay, Etsy, WooCommerce, Shopify, it's wherever.
I mean, the key is this is it. The key is that it is more long tail products. I get that, but you can do short term as well. And I know that they are going to work more on that because they see that's a big market. Because if you think about it, you've got something like mobile phones, etc., and something's a new product and it flies out. You're hitting it and you're throwing PPC on it to give it that traction and keep going. Pinterest isn't too much good for that at the moment. It's not bad, you can do it, but it likes the clients that are going to make them money in the long term, and that's their ethos. They want clients that are going to invest, people with money who are going to be on it for the long game. So you're going to get your one-hit wonders, obviously, in other markets. You're going to get your one-hit wonders coming along on Pinterest eventually, but it's going to give you a more sustainable business, which is important. You got your family, you got other people's families. If you're doing it on the fulfilled by basically fulfilled by merchant, and you got your FBA, we're using distribution centers. You're still going to have to pay some fees, etc. So you've got to consider that you've got yourself and your family to pay for. So all these things coming in, all these margins, it's going to give people a bit of freedom to play around with marketing, to throw marketing within Pinterest at these different markets. So when you say how is it going to help, it's just free traffic. It's free traffic. It's and they're taking this more into
free and cheap.
Free cheap. That won't last forever. It won't last forever. That's the point. We've had this discussion, Wasim. You know what I mean?
For example, in the coming next 2 years, where you will see the Pinterest on which heights. What do you think? In the next coming 2 years, where it will reach, how much the percentage of people they will use to bring the traffic to their platforms? What is your observation?
You know what? I don't know. That's an interesting question, because you're saying basically what percentage drive would there be from other marketplaces to Amazon as an incentive? Wow. At the moment, obviously, they've got this new 10% on Amazon Association, but I don't know. It's an interesting one, that, because obviously
but it's growing. Time by time, it's growing. There will be
probably. I mean, you would put it this way: 2 years ago, would you have said that Amazon would have even considered external associations or external traffic? Not a chance. You know, they controlled the market, but that's why they're doing it. Amazon aren't stupid. They're not stupid. You know, they're a great company in one respect. They're brilliant. In others, you know, they've got the control, and we've invested in that as consumers and sellers. So, you know, you could honestly say that's our fault, but I don't mind that. You know, it's helped create jobs. You know, so, but the thing is with this, why would Amazon start doing that? That's the question. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's going to change the e-commerce marketplace globally, and they've realised as well. You see, I was speaking to somebody called James over in Australia, and he runs a tech firm. I'm going to get him on the channel actually, and he was saying, you know, for example, over in Australia, you've got all these dynamics of it takes longer to distribute things because you've got all this vastness of time and space, because, you know, you've got Adelaide, you've got Melbourne. To get things around, it's not like here in the UK where the distribution network's so closely knitted together. Same with US, they're geared up for it. But, you know, for example, you've got eBay Plus over there, which is their version of Nearly Prime. But people are running that. There's no distribution centres needed. So what you're endorsing is the rise of all these businesses that have the potential to offer services and products unlimited wherever you are. You don't need to be bound by it, but you could still have your distribution center with Amazon. You could still, you know, ship on FBA internationally. Pinterest gives people an opportunity to do both. That's what I'm trying to say. They work hand in hand. And that's kind of it, really. I hope that answers.
Yeah, all our answers are perfect, and thank you so much for your time. Also, we have taken too much time, and
yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about the technical thing as well.
Sorry about the technical things. So, what do you think? Let's take one or two questions.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, we're going to take a couple of questions.
Daniel is also there, but
no, not Daniel. No, oh, here we go.
Okay, let's talk about this guy. We have already discussed about this all, because how do you rank up on Pinterest? The guy, his question, and how does Pinterest rank pins? Let's talk about this. How does Pinterest rank?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question. So that's one thing that when we started off this case study, we wanted to know exactly how these pins rank. Exactly. Daniel's just sent me a message laughing. He thinks it's fun. He tests me, this lad. He tests me. So, so, I mean, how do they rank? Okay, so it's quite an intricate question, that, but I'll try and generalize. So
no, but it is actually needs some case studies. I think, as I can observe, it needs some case studies, and after that, the charts can see.
Yeah, there are some case studies. We've done some case studies. So how do you rank pins? So the algorithm of Pinterest takes into consideration about 7 major factors, I would say. There are tricks and tips, but I'm not going to give them out on here. Not yet. You know, I don't know what I'm doing yet. But all I'd say is that you've got your videos, which work well on the algorithm, just like you've got Amazon Live. You know, over in America, when you're putting the products online, you know, you're showing how it works, how it operates. So that's one thing. That's quite a relatively new thing, but that's a key. That's a good one, actually, because you can, in the words of Marie O'Shea, you can disturb the user. So as you scroll in, you've got a video and it's eye-catching, bang. I've actually seen some channels doing cases on this. So you've got a video algorithm, you've got rich pins scaling the algorithm. So strong associated links with your website. I'm talking, see, this is something I need to get more into with rich pins, is more with the external marketplaces like eBay and Amazon, but with Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, BigCommerce, all these others. That's a really big factor as well, because they're trying to endorse that you get people on their own sites as well. So that's another thing, is rich pins. Rich pins connect up with URLs and basically bring in the metadata from the website and link it up to the pin. It's great, that, because it means that you get rid of a lot of spammers. But I've done a video about that, as you know. That's one. So you've got video, rich pins. The other thing is your standard traffic. You know, that's a key. How many people are hitting the pin, etc. That goes up, but that actually doesn't bear as much relevance or as much stature as it does on other markets like Amazon. You know, you're basically the amount of traffic that's coming to your advert, or sorry, to your listing. So that's a key difference, actually. That's why I say to people, don't look at this, because I did it. You walk in, it's like walking into a house and expecting the house to be in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? You walk in and it's a different house, and you're like, why does traffic not matter here? If that makes sense. So that's one thing. You have got that, but that doesn't play a heavy factor. The image association. So say you're selling sushi. I mean, there's people, sushi tips on recipe pins. Again, you can sell services. If that image doesn't have sushi and it has, I don't know, a waste bin on it, the algorithm is that intricate and that complex that it reads the image and it's learning every day. It's AI based. This is why I want to go, why I want to get more details on that. And it will associate all your keywords, all your description, all your rich pins and everything else to that image. That's why it's important that you have association between the image and the actual pin. And that's why creative, I think that's why I like it, because I think that you've got almost a 50-50 ratio of creative and technical analysis with this platform, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you've got them 3 or 4 factors involved. They're the main ones. But a lot of people slip up, I found, from what I can see, from thinking that this market is primarily based upon the search engine algorithm of keywords and, all that kind of thing. When really the images, you don't have to have the best image in the world. I'll go into that more in detail, but you don't have to. The image has to have certain criteria, but that's learnable. You can learn that. You can get all that kind of experience. There are other factors involved, but they're the key ones, to be honest with you. And the main one is the creative, where they slip up. So you've got when you hit this market, the servers at Pinterest are very, very they're geared up. They're geared up for heavy content, clean content, videos. They're geared up for all this. They actually endorse you use higher pixel, higher higher resolution images and videos. They actually endorse that. So that's the key. You gotta have a good balance between your creatives and your people doing the data, basically. That's it.
So it's really a good, amazing session.
That one.
So many things is there. There's one question is very interesting. I would answer about this question.
Sorry, it went off then.
Okay.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, sorry, it went off then. Sorry.
Perfect. Actually, maybe this is the connection is standing against us.
Who's this? Is this Marie?
No.
Oh, right.
No,
okay.
no.
Daniel's
we forgot about talking about Marie. Oh my God, she is brilliant and e-commerce superstar. We know that she's hardworking and brilliantly sharing her knowledge with every newbie, with older, new, everyone, and she's off and on Amazon. She has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and she's already a part of it.
Listen, don't make Marie's head bigger than it already is. No, I'm joking. Me and Marie you know what it is? I'll be honest with me, Marie and Daniel, we bounce off each other really well, so we can be very honest with each other. And I think you're right. Marie has got a lot of knowledge, and I come from a technical background, so we do bring a lot of things different to the table. Like Daniel, he's more law based, and he can see different things. I believe in the future he'll be working more on IP rights and maybe looking more at brand cases and maybe shadowing and re-engaging accounts and all that kind of stuff. So we all bring something to the table. But we all have that experience with Amazon. I think that helps as well. I think it does help in regards to understanding what the differences are. I'm not dissing any of these markets. The traffic is on Amazon. That's where it's at. But if you can increase that 10-15% by something external that's just constantly flowing through, then why wouldn't you for free? I don't know. So
it's working. The mic is working. Yeah, mic is working. Don't worry about it. Mic is working. Actually, there's a.
All right. Okay. We've had loads of technical problems with this, but it's been okay.
No, it's fine. Just to be, just to bear these all small things when you are getting the knowledge, and also from Mr. Matt. And Matt has shared his whole experience with you. Obviously, the most technical things he will share, but time by time, slowly, in the next interview also. And any other questions if you have, you can post it. We will reply, no problem. So, Matt.
Yeah. Sorry, one second. I'm just getting a message from Daniel.
Okay. Yeah. Getting the same. It's working. The mic is working.
Yeah, the mic seems to be working for me and you, but I've just got a message. It's Brian Johnson says mic is off. Could use a pro mic. Yeah, seriously, it's not just that. We've had so many issues with this. I don't know why, but it's fine. Can you hear me now, Dan? He's giving me feedback. Can you hear me now, Dan? Just 1 second. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. I can't disagree, Brian. Maybe it is my microphone. I don't know. You know, I'm quite an honest person. I'm quite new to this, so I'm not going to say that I'm an expert. I don't really do live Q&As very often, so I apologize. But we'll get there. Failure is experience and all that.
Failure is experience. Yeah, failure is experience, and experience is result. Actually,
yeah, we're in the same mind frame with that. I mean, this is why I'm doing this case study and being truthful. We test all these things. That's how I actually want to hit some speed bumps because I want to see how I can fix these speed bumps. Then I can offer that as a solution in the future, possibly with any services that I decide to do. But I am doing this, and I think that the worst case scenario is it's a great learning curve. So, anyway, I think I'm ready to wrap it up. I don't know about you, but
yeah, thank you so much for joining on live chat.
Yeah, really, no problem.
It was an amazing session. Looking forward for more info, for more case studies. And also, guys, you can join Matt's group, which is informative, and you can learn also from there. He has posted many videos. Watch it, must watch it. And if you have any questions, come up, and obviously he will reply. No doubt.
So thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on here as well. I really appreciate it. Cheers. Thanks, Wazim.
Yeah. Thanks
a lot. Cheers.
Cheers.